Welcome in, my friends. If you guys are looking for a simple, laid out guide of how to progress very easily in this game without stressing, then you are in the right place. I was so damn confused at the progressive state of this game on the first day, and I grasped it. I mean, it was something weird. It just felt like it was so simple that I was overthinking it. Is truly what it was. Is the gameplay is so simple and the progression is so simple that I overthought it. And I hope you guys are here with an open mind, because I'm gonna teach you guys exactly the most simplistic way of progressing in this game, and you're gonna kick yourself. I promise you. It's so silly. So we are going to touch on a few subjects. The first thing that I want to get out, that way if anyone clicks off of this video, they get bored or anything like that, the first thing is summoning. What you should save your summoning stones for, or rather who you should save your summoning stones for, how you should use those stones in tandem. I did a lot of research today on that, and why it's important to spend them in the way that I'm going to tell you. So first off, if you didn't know already, once you go over to the shop in the bundle section, you would have seen, if you haven't bought them already, there is 2 bundles that allow you to use your free gems to get 10 pull and a 10 pull. What I was researching today is that those tickets that you get, they do not carry over to every banner. So every individual banner that comes out is going to have its own set of tickets. So that means any tickets that you got for that banner, if you didn't spend them on that banner, you lost them and you wasted your gems. Which, if you're like me, you spend it as soon as you get them, or you spend the ticket as soon as you get them, because you want to freaking get those good characters. So make sure that right now you have got those 2, spend those tickets, and that it. Once you've spent those 20 tickets, do not summon anymore on that banner. It is not worth it. And I'll get into why. Right now on this banner, let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is the just the banner that comes with the game, the startup banner, I guess you can say. We have rate ups for these 4 characters. The only really ones that are, I would say, worthwhile for longevity in the first month or 2 that the game is going to be out, depending on the time that it takes for banners to come, is going to be, in my opinion, is going to be not Resna. I said she was great in the last video, and I've done a little bit more research into the characters that are coming and why I disagree with what I said in the first one. She's not that great. She'll fall off really quick, so don't try to summon for her if you are spending gems. It's not worth it. She is a great character to get right off the bat. I swapped what I was saying, if you heard in the last video. She has a very interesting attack right here. Boost own burst skill up to 100%, 20 to 100%. So 100% is huge in anything. You want to go ahead and get that. She has high damage output on her second skill and a decent stun. And then her ultimate is just absolutely cracked. Huge stun, high damage, maximum 50% boost as well on top of the 100. So 150% boost between all of them. Next up, she's a decent tank for the starting of the game. So you can grab her if you haven't already. She is good. And she is also a decent damage dealer as well with an AoE ultimate. Or I'm sorry, not an AoE ultimate, an AoE second skill, the multi-bomb throw. Her ultimate is a singles target that does pretty high damage as well, with a huge freaking stun rate. Other than that, we just have the same characters that are going to be on every single banner going forward. So if you didn't get any of these people, don't worry. They'll be on every single banner going forward. You're not going to miss out. As for that, these 2 banners right here, after looking at the CN server and stuff like that, JP server and everything that this has been out on, it looks like these are probably not smart to get. I mean, if you're a whale, then doesn't matter. Just grab them. You get a couple free 3 stars to start the game with. You can probably progress pretty quick. But more or less, this video is going to be guided for free-to-play people that are not looking to spend anything on the game and to hold your resources in the best way. So far, I've been able to get to Chapter 251. I can probably keep pushing. I was just leaving my office and coming home from work, so I didn't want to continue playing the game. I just sat down and wanted to make this video for you guys. So, something about pity is in a lot of gacha games and stuff like that, we have a pity counter on our banners. This game is a little bit different. If you go over to the shop, you will see at the bottom this little wish medal. So these are the medals that we get for the wishes. This is going to be our pity. So obviously every one wish that is not a ticket, so every one wish that is spent with gems gives you 1 medal. So 150 medals is pity. 150 is pretty high for a pity in any gacha game. So already that's a pretty high gacha pity. But the great thing is you don't necessarily require dupes. And the reason you don't need that is because we get these pieces. And we're able to just straight up get the dupe pieces right here for awakening our characters. So this is something that we're going to get abundance of, I would assume. It's only day 2. I've gotten 17 of them. I'm assuming we're going to get abundance of these in the future as well. And we will be summoning, obviously, getting dupes that will allow us to get more as well down the road. So keep that in mind. You don't necessarily have to straight up just go for multiple dupes right away, because you will be able to 5-star every single character that you get. With time, it will take some time, but you will be able to do it. Other than that, I wanted to go over the progression. So the progression of the game is, I'm going to go in order of like the badges on the screen to make it easier and understandable for what I'm talking about. First and foremost, you always want to progress your story. So progressing the story unlocks different mechanics in the game. Once you unlock more of those mechanics in the game, they open you up to get power for your characters in different ways. So if we go over to our characters, we can see the tabs on the right. We have training, we have equip, we have board, and we have awakening. So under training, awakening is the one I was talking about. You have to get different shards or more shards of the same character to get them up to their skill levels. And it doesn't just go up straight 1 star. We're getting half a freaking star. So it's going 80. I don't know what the next one is. I'm assuming it probably goes up like 20. So it'll be like maybe 100 and then 120 and then 140 or something like that. I can go ahead and look. Actually, I have the website pulled up. I'll pull that up and give you a confirmation in a minute. So this is something that is going to be the biggest grind. The longest term thing is going to be the awakening. So don't even stress about that right now. The first thing that gives you the biggest stats is obviously your level. So boost up your level to max whatever you can get it to at that point. Once you hit the max of the level, you want to come over to board. The board is going to consume... Oh, let me go to someone who is not already maxed out so we can look. So the board is going to consume these orbs, which the great thing is you can just click on it, go to the training quest, and do the orbs. Each one of these requires a different color, so don't just farm all of one color all the time. You will want to farm them up equally because it allows you to get the biggest boost of all the stats. After you get them to max level, you get them to max orbs, which will go back to her. And you can see that I have to complete chapter 2 of 74 to get the next page. So we're on number 4. We have to get 2 of 74 to get to number 5. Once we complete all of these orbs, then we would be moving over here to the EX orbs, which is going to be used by these right here, the rainbow power orbs, which we'll get later on in content once we unlock it. So you're going EXP or XP, you're going orbs, and then back to EXP, and then back to orbs. And then once you hit a stopping point and you can't progress anymore because of the story, and you're stuck in the story because your power is not there, then we go to equips. The equips are pretty interesting in the game. I actually like it a lot because the way that you get the equips is you fuse certain items together, and then these little bonuses down here, they depend on what you've fused together. So if we go back, we'll go ahead and take a look at where you can fuse everything. If you head over to synthesis, we have 4 tabs right now. One is going to be battle items, which will just be damage, healing items, or status effect items and stuff like that that your characters throw in battle. Then you have your weapons. And I was confused at first. When I was looking at this, I was like, oh, only these 3 characters can equip this item. So let me not make it until I get one of those 3 characters. And then I was like, damn, I don't have any of these damn characters to use these weapons. How am I supposed to equip them? Yeah, no. We're just going to use this as an example. So just to get the confusion out of the way. This has different colors that it resonates with the best. So if we look at these characters up here, it will tell you what chance or what bonus skill that you get for using this character and their chance. Damage dealt. This was ice resistance, magic stun damage boost, physical resistance, so on and so forth. The great thing is that we will just use this as an example. We're going to do magic boost. And then we're going to do something that just gives us a little bit of tankiness or more damage bonus. So we're looking for a green. Okay. Here we go. Magic resistance or fire damage. We'll do magic resistance because I already have a fire damage, and this is probably going to go on one of my healers for now. So you get these 2 characters with their synergy and everything like that. You see how we start it with yellow? So it asks us to start with one of these colors on the left side. We start with that. She has green on her right side, so it's asking us to merge with someone who has green on their right side. We hit next. Now we get to choose the item. The item is also going to give chances of bonuses right here as well. So we can go through and choose one of these. I mean, we'll just make this one for now, just so you can see. Cool thing is when you're making gear, it also has a gotcha chance. You have a chance of friggin' making 2 of them at a time and getting different stats and everything like that. So instead of going and doing dungeons and stuff like that for other games where you're doing dungeons and trying to get stats on gear, you're more doing dungeons, getting materials, and then bringing them over here and crafting them, which I find pretty interesting because the amount of materials that I've gotten so far from dungeons, it felt like it was ample enough to make 1 or 2 or 3 tries per armor or weapon that I was making. And it allowed me to progress because of that. It allowed me to get the armor and everything. I'm going to go ahead and skip this so that way you guys can watch it on your own time. We got unlucky. We just got one of them. We got the bolt resistance up and magic resistance. So a pretty good defensive tanky staff like I wanted when I was saying in the beginning. And we get some materials back and everything for that. Same thing with the armor. It'll tell you their primary effects, and then some of them will automatically inherently have a passive that's built into them. Right here. So go ahead and look through all of your pieces, and you unlock these by just pushing the story. You get more research, or not research, I'm sorry. You get more synthesis crafting recipes the more you push the story. And then it allows you to just progress a little bit in battle power. So let's just take a look. We are probably going to put that on her because she doesn't have one yet. So we're sitting at 772. And with equipping this right now, it brings us to 783. What's that? Like a 49 bonus. Not a huge bonus, but in retrospect, she was only at 700 something. So 49 right now is a decent kind of chunk. But we get passive skills, or I'm sorry, passive bonuses with the resistance as well. And these are only R. Like, obviously, we're going to get SR and then SSR as well, which will give us some bigger stats. So that is the way that I have been progressing. It made it easier just to say it blatantly, you do your story, then you do your character's XP, you do your board, and then you go to your armor, and then the last thing that you can do is Memorias. The reason I have 2 of these leveled up is, yes, I'm a donkey. I messed up, and I put experience into 2 of them. But I started thinking on a free-to-play level, probably not a bad idea because I didn't get a lot of Memorias right off the bat. So having 2 of these same ones right now, obviously I'm going to fuse this into this one later on. It gave me stats to push. So if you're in the same boat and you haven't already wasted these, because you get them free from this little step up quest things that you're doing right here, you get some free of those SSRs and stuff. Maybe not level it up like I did and waste materials, but use it. Don't fuse it right away, because the bonus is only a 4% damage bonus when you fuse the first one together. Not a big deal. It's not going to help make or break anything at this point in the game. So maybe use that to your advantage. Now, the last thing that I wanted to go over, I'm going to pop over here to this website. And I wanted to, let's go ahead and just move my face so that way we can see. These are the banners that came out in the JP server in order. So what we have, if it stays the same, coming to the future, is we have a god tier tank that has a passive taunt, powerful self-heal, and lowers all attribute resist to the enemies and a very high speed of 256. That means she's going first, or at least second, depending on the speed of other characters and stuff like that. She has a passive taunt, which is huge. You always want a tank to have a taunt, because in most games later on, you're going to have some enemies that just do crazy high damage, and you want to have your tank tanking it. And she's lowering all attribute resist to all of the enemies, which means your damage dealers are going to get to do more damage. Along with her, we are getting Plachta or Plachta. She is a AoE breaker at ST burst, buffs party, breaks damage, can self-heal on burst, and above average speed. Okay, so average speed is probably like around like 240, 235, I would say. But what I'm waiting for is Valeria. I have to 100% get her on the team. I'm going to main her until someone comes out and just has some horns cooler than her. But here's the banners that have come out so far. So I will link this Google Docs in the in the description for the video. That way you guys can go ahead and take a look at this. And there's a lot of great information here as well on here. If you want to come and take a look at it, it has like a starter guide, character training guide, and everything like that as well. If you want to, this is all from a veteran player from the JP server. So go ahead and take a look at this. But it's cool. It shows the banner with the memorial and everything like that, and a little bit of commentary here on the side. Anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope y'all gained some valuable insight on here. I hope I eased the stress or confusion or whatever you had when it come to starting this game out and progressing a little bit by little bit. I think if I would have maximized my stamina, I probably could have done a little bit better. But with the information that I've given you, you will definitely maximize it better than I have. I'm going to start maximizing today after I get off this video, and we'll see if we can get through the story. I think the story is up to chapter 3, like the end of chapter 3 or chapter 4, so I'm not too sure, but I believe I saw one of the people playing, they were like level 10, and they were already done with the story. It said waiting for update. So we'll try ahead and knock that out and see if there's any other little things that come with beating the story, like other unlocks and stuff like that. We'll make an update to the video. Anyways, guys, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank y'all so much for everyone who made it this far in the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.